Hello everyone, it's Kay here and I'm here today with my camera book and some more things for the hashtag DWP 100 Things Challenge. And as I'm rapidly coming to an end, I must admit I've pulled back a little bit because I've needed some time out for family matters and so on, so apologies for anyone that's been waiting for these last few makes. I hope I haven't kept you waiting too long. What I'm bringing you today are his and her matchbox storage boxes at number 95, at number 96 a traveller's notebook and pouch in an Alice in Wonderland theme, because I did manage to salvage the album that I did, and I'm thinking just to do a nice giveaway for the album and subsequent makes at the end of this challenge. Number 97 are 3 pairs of dangly earrings, and number 98 are 2 themed index cards, and again it's the double up scenario for the Nina Ribena art journal prompts and more group. So number 95, his and her matchboxes. I'll just put my book out of the way. What I've used, and I'll show you them in their what amounts to their raw state, are these wonderful matchboxes from Fernli Designs. Now I've used a lot of their stuff during this challenge, and you know, whatever way you look at it, they are just such a fabulous company from a costings point of view, from the different stock that they hold. They started out quite small, but now they have a huge variety of storage gifts, of layout themes, of wording, spools, boxes. Oh, that was a little bit caught. Hold on, it's got to be put in the right way. Yep. It's not usually that hard to do. It's been sitting around, I'm afraid, because I did want you to see it in all its glory before it's decorated. But going back to Fernli, they do cogs, they do flowers, they're just so many things. I will leave a link underneath here. There is a page group on a group page on Facebook, and the lady who runs it is Lou Greenwood, and that would be the lady to contact if you had any questions regarding stock and ordering. And it's also good to join the group because they have quite regular goodie bags that they sell at ridiculous money, with bits and pieces left over from what Lou's husband does with the lathe. So I will leave a link to the group. So this is the ladies box that I've done. I'll just come in a little bit if I can, and I like the join, I can't remember the technical name for it, feathering or something of that nature, but I like that to show on my boxes when I decorate them. So what I've done essentially is just decorated between those lines that show the work that goes into making up these boxes. This is the bottom side of the box, and it's very flat but decorative, so you know it's not going to score any surface or anything like that. The top of the box is a wee bit more dimensional. I've Mod Podged everything, put these up on pop dots, put the ooh la la on the box there with a cutout heart from some of the paper backing, and then the drawer pulls open. I've just put a brad through, and it was easy to do with my pokey tool. I've not decorated inside the the drawer, or indeed the sides of the drawer to the matchbox, because you saw how snugly they fit together. And you know, I could have put something in the bottom, I could have painted it, I suppose, but essentially that is the colour of the box, and I've left that evident in the outside of the box, so it didn't seem wrong not to do anything with the inside except put a little paper disc over where the brad prongs come through, because I didn't want anyone hurting themselves. And then that just slots in together like so, and you've got a really lovely little drawer. You can stack them if you want to and make a little tower of them, and you know, really go to town. What you can do with these things is just so good, and it is strictly down to what you want from it. I then went on to do a man's style, and I've just used the King of Hearts on the front, put some black ribbon around it. This is a kind of tiger skin paper that I've had for yonky poos, I can't remember how long. And then I've used this twine, put a little bit of the black ink that I've used to stress all around the box onto the string, so it's not as pristine as it might be. Also a little bit on the button there, and what I've done here is just made two little holes and made that a string draw pull, tied it in a knot here, put some glue on it, and because it's jute it just sunk into it beautifully, and now that's very, very secure with no issues whatsoever. Again, I've just painted the back side and the front side of the drawer and put the paper underneath it, and used the Mod Podge simply to keep everything intact. I find it lasts so much better with a good bit of the Mod Podge over it. It just acts like, not only like a stabiliser, but like a protector to your paper, to any design work that you've done on it, and it does give it a really, really nice polished finish. So one for the man and one for the lady. What could be better? Nice little stocking fillers at Christmas time. I'll just go out again now so you can see the next thing in the production line. The next thing I made in the Alice theme is a traveller's notebook and another of the pouches with one of these little stud fastening pockets, and this is quite a significant size here. I can get my whole hand into the pocket. I mean, clearly it's not going to take anything too bulky, but it would store dies or something of that nature. It would store tickets and, you know, bits and pieces of paper if you wanted to utilise it for that kind of thing. It's just a press stud closure like so, and this is the still from the collection of the Alice in Wonderland DigiKit by Artie Mays, who I'm delighted to say, having had a little word with her, is in the UK. How fabulous is that? Because most of the designers that you find on the internet are American or, you know, international, shall we say. So it was nice to find somebody in the UK living down in the glorious Cornish area who was doing all this design work in her own right. And I can't speak highly enough of her work. It truly is stunning. So to go with the pouch, I made a one booklet traveller's notebook like so, and I've got this little bird dangle in a circle. I'll just bring it up closely here for you to see, and then there are more images from Alice in Wonderland, from the toadstools to Alice looking up onto the top of the toadstool to speak to the little critter who's on a bong, as you can see. This is the back of the traveller's notebook, and then inside you just come across, and I have decorated the notebook inside with more of the papers because I just think it's so lovely, and I've not wasted anything from the kit at all. I've just utilised everything, even down to making a couple of bookmarks from the papers as well, just using a Stampin' Up punch with a nice decorative edge at the top, and then just threaded some ribbon through to keep it all in order. But that I thought was a lovely set and goes very well with the little journal that I made using envelopes. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I am hoping once I've completed this and taken stock, I'm hoping to do some giveaways, and this bundle will certainly feature in that giveaway. So that's that one. 96. 97 are some dangly earrings, and I'm really very pleased with how they've come out. I've made 3 pairs. They are essentially the same, it's just the little beads that are different in the bottom of them, and I'll try and close in so you can see. This is emerald green, but they are glass beads, and it's a teardrop bead in this little, I'm going to say silver coloured metal, because they are not sterling silver, but the metal itself is decorative, and I just thought they sat in there really nicely. And as a gift, just to add a little bit of ribbon, stand them on the heart for presentation purposes, I thought they looked really nicely. So that's looked very nice. That's the green one. Then I went on to make a fire polished amethyst pair, and these are not new designs. You know, if you're into beadwork at all, there's only so much things, like with card work, that you can do with beads, and this just works so well together. The teardrop beads are just so pretty and so delicate, and then the cones that they're sat in are rather lovely too. So that's the amethyst pair. And then I made a Aurora Borealis, I think you might call it. They are clear, but they've been painted in such a way that they catch the light, and the different colours show through, from purple to blue to a hint of pearl. Absolutely gorgeous, and like I say, just lovely gifts, nothing too ostentatious. And you know, if you've got friends with pierced ears, it's always nice to be able to find something like this to pass on and have them wear when the occasion arises. So that's those. And then the final one for this little group of makes is number 98, which are themed index cards. Now again, it's the double indemnity. I've taken the opportunity to do a project for Nina Ribena's Art Journal Prompts and More group on Facebook, and Nina has done a video obviously of how she hopes that the things will come together, and is inviting new people to the group if you'd care to apply. So do go and watch her video. I will leave a link underneath this one as always, and perhaps you'd care to look and see what the group is all about. It is huge fun, and in the month of July we're dealing with puzzles, hence the work that I've done before with the altered puzzle pieces, and I can't remember what else it was now. I've been asleep since then. But these are more puzzles, and what she wanted us to do is use words and that kind of thing. Underneath the images that I've used here are word games, letters, all sorts of things, and then I've cut out these 2 smaller images and this image in the forefront to suggest the puzzle bit, and I have deliberately cut out the words, used some stamping just to highlight the word effect again. With the images I have lost some of the word search and that kind of thing that I put under this particular card, but it is all there, and that might again go into the Alice themed. I really don't know about that one yet because I'm really loving how it's come out, so perhaps not, but as I say, I'm still in the throes of thinking about all of these things. So that was the first puzzle card I did, and it's just an index card which I've backed on 300 GSM card to give it stability. And then this image I actually found on Google, and it's very much dated back into earlier times when apparently, I don't know, but puzzles first became available to the general community, and this is rather like an abacus, and the numbers are here, and I know I've kind of lost the image of the man, but he really is sat there scratching his head as if to say, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with this, which is fair comment. And then again I just ripped up bits and pieces of puzzle boxes, word searches, and all the usual good stuff that you find around puzzles, and I've just plastered it all together and inked it and spritzed it and put some mixed medium modelling clay on it to give it some texture and interest. Again, the wordage stamp, because I just like that stamp for this kind of thing, and I am absolutely delighted with how that one has come out too. So those are my items for today. The altered matchboxes. Oh, if I can go out. No, I think that's probably as wide as I can go, so I'll bring them up again. This is the pouch and the Alice in Wonderland Traveller's Notebook. The his and her matchbox storage boxes that are all beautifully decorated, and from Fernli Designs on Facebook. And then the 3 sets of earrings, just like so, and they really are very pretty. I don't think perhaps the corrugated does them justice, but they are lovely colours. And then finally what I ended with, the 2 puzzle cards for Nina Ribena's group. So that takes me up to 98. I have 2 more things to do, and then that is the challenge completed. I didn't put a start date, I don't think. Hold on one moment. Oh yes, I did. So May, June, by the middle of July this will be completed. Well, just past the middle of July, isn't it? But I do take the time again to thank everyone that's followed me, supported me, encouraged me, and made this journey such a pleasure for me, because it is a tremendous amount of work and a huge undertaking. I was so anxious not to repeat myself too often, not to do the same thing time and time again, and hopefully those of you that have followed me have felt that I've achieved that to a certain extent, and that you've been inspired along the way. So thank you as always. Happy crafting, everyone. I will be back to complete the challenge in the next day or two. Bye bye for now.